Welcome to our deep dive into the transformative changes that followed the October Revolution of 1917. Let's explore how these changes reshaped Russia and laid the foundation for the Soviet Union. From the streets of St. Petersburg to the vast countryside, the revolution's aftershocks reverberated through every facet of Russian life. We're about to embark on a journey through time, examining the key decisions and decrees that reshaped the social, economic and political landscape of a nation. Imagine a government seizing control of banks and industries practically overnight. That's exactly what happened in November 1917. This dramatic move aimed to centralize economic power under the banner of the new government. It was a bold gamble, shifting from private to state control, a move aimed at dismantling the old capitalist order and laying the groundwork for a socialist economy. This nationalization wasn't just about factories and finances, it was about reshaping the very relationship between the people and the means of production. This dramatic shift sent shockwaves throughout the country, impacting everything from factory floors to the everyday lives of citizens. The nationalization of banks and industries wasn't just an economic policy, it was a powerful symbol of the revolution's ambition to fundamentally reshape Russian society. Land, the lifeblood of Russia, became a central character in the revolution's narrative. The declaration of land as social property in November 1917 was a watershed moment. Centuries-old patterns of land ownership were disrupted as the government sought to empower the peasantry. This wasn't just a redistribution of land, it was a redistribution of power, an attempt to dismantle the deeply entrenched power of the landed gentry. But such a radical transformation wasn't without its challenges. The implementation of this decree was complex and often met with resistance. The echoes of this land redistribution would continue to resonate throughout the 20th century, impacting agricultural practices and rural life for generations to come. Names hold power. They shape identities. The Bolshevik Party's decision to rename itself the Russian Communist Party, Bolshevik, was a clear signal of intent. It wasn't just a cosmetic change, it was a bold declaration of their ideological direction. This name embraced the term communist, aligning themselves with the broader global movement inspired by the ideas of Karl Marx. This name change was a beacon to the world, broadcasting their commitment to Marxist principles and their ambition to build a communist state. It signified a decisive break from Russia's past and a firm step towards an uncertain, ideologically charged future.
Imagine inheriting a mansion overnight. That's what happened, in a sense, as the new government tackled the issue of housing shortages in cities. Large houses, once symbols of wealth and privilege, were divided and repurposed to accommodate families in need. This wasn't just about bricks and mortar. It was about social engineering, an attempt to dismantle the old class divisions etched into the very architecture of the cities. This redistribution of living space was a tangible example of the revolution's promise to create a more equitable society. It was a bold experiment in urban planning, driven by the ideals of social justice and a desire to provide basic necessities to all citizens.
The past was being rewritten, literally. The prohibition of former aristocratic titles, those vestiges of a bygone era, was more than symbolic. It was a deliberate strike against the old social hierarchy, an attempt to level the playing field and foster a sense of equality among all citizens. No longer would prince or baroness carry weight. Every citizen was, in theory, equal. This decree, while seemingly simple, had a profound impact on the social fabric of Russia. It challenged deeply ingrained notions of class and privilege, paving the way for a society where, at least in principle, one's destiny wouldn't be predetermined by birthright. A change of clothes. It seems simple, yet it can be powerfully symbolic. The creation of new uniforms for the troops and authorities wasn't just about fashion. It was about forging a new identity. These new uniforms, often adorned with revolutionary symbols, represented a break from the Tsarist past and a commitment to the new regime. More than just fabric and buttons, these uniforms became visual reminders of the revolution's triumph, worn with a sense of pride and purpose. They were a potent symbol of the new order, projecting an image of unity, strength, and a commitment to the ideals of the revolution.
Imagine an economy orchestrated like a symphony, with every instrument playing in harmony. That was the vision behind the establishment of a centralized planning process. The government took the reins, directing resources, setting production goals, and dictating the course of economic development. This marked a radical departure from the free market principles that had guided many other nations. This centralized approach, while ambitious in its scope, presented enormous challenges. Could a government effectively manage the complexities of a vast and diverse economy? The answer, as we'll see, was far from simple.
The implementation of five-year goals was like setting a stopwatch on a nation's progress. These ambitious plans, with their emphasis on industrial and agricultural growth, set specific targets and mobilized resources on a massive scale. Factories were built, dams were erected, and collective farms were established, all in the relentless pursuit of progress. But this breakneck pace of development came at a cost. The human toll of these ambitious plans, the sacrifices demanded from the people, would leave a lasting impact on Soviet society.
A nation's potential, it can be argued, is linked to its literacy rate. Recognizing this, the new government prioritized the expansion of the educational system. Schools were built, teachers were trained, and education was made accessible to a wider segment of the population. This wasn't just about reading and writing. It was about empowering the next generation with the tools to build a new society. This investment in education, while facing significant obstacles, had a transformative effect. It laid the foundation for a more educated workforce and a more politically aware citizenry.
Picture this: a factory floor where the sounds of machinery mingle with the laughter of children. The establishment of creches in factories was a practical solution to a pressing social need: how to support working mothers. These facilities provided a safe and nurturing environment for children while their mothers contributed to the workforce. This initiative, while driven by economic necessity, had a profound social impact. It recognized the vital role of women in the new society and provided them with some measure of support as they juggled the demands of work and family. Healthcare, a fundamental human right. The provision of cheap public healthcare was a cornerstone of the new regime's social agenda. Hospitals and clinics were expanded, doctors and nurses were trained, and access to medical care was extended to even the most remote corners of the country. This commitment to public health, while facing resource constraints, represented a significant step towards creating a more equitable society. This initiative had a tangible impact on the lives of millions, improving health outcomes, increasing life expectancy, and demonstrating the government's commitment to the well-being of its citizens.
A place to call home, a sanctuary from the world. The provision of housing for workers was a key element of the revolution's social agenda. New apartment blocks were constructed, often replacing dilapidated slums, in an effort to improve the living conditions of the urban working class. This wasn't just about shelter, it was about dignity, about creating a sense of community and belonging. These housing projects, while often facing challenges of quality and availability, represented a tangible improvement for many families, offering them a chance for a better life.
Imagine a vast countryside transformed, individual farms merging into collective units. That was the essence of collectivization. Starting in 1929, this policy aimed to modernize agriculture and boost production by consolidating land and resources. It was a radical experiment aimed at breaking the mold of traditional farming practices. However, collectivization was a double-edged sword. While it had its successes, it also faced fierce resistance, disrupted traditional ways of life, and had a profound impact on the social fabric of the countryside.
These sweeping changes, after the October Revolution, not only transformed Russia, but also set the stage for the development of the Soviet Union. The echoes of these policies, from nationalized industries to collectivized farms, would reverberate throughout the 20th century, shaping the lives of millions and leaving an indelible mark on history. The October Revolution wasn't just a political upheaval. It was a social, economic and cultural earthquake that reshaped the landscape of the nation. Its legacy continues to be debated and analysed, a testament to its enduring impact on the world. Stay tuned for more historical insights and thank you for watching.